Okay, some of the things we will need for this project is, this is called boning. It is a little stiff and that's gonna give a structure. You can buy this on Amazon. Velcro, snap buttons, elastic cord. This is optional. Straps, elastic. This is for the straps, the main straps. Mesh for the pocket, but you can, this is optional, you can use any material. And then D-rings and some swivel hooks and a safety pin, which is gonna be the exterior pocket. And we are gonna place them good sides together. This is my wrong side, my good side. So good sides together. And we are gonna go all around. We are gonna leave this space open. So we have this opening for flipping it inside out. Corners, you don't want to get too close to the stitching, but we want to reduce the bulk. And then we are gonna turn this inside out and we will iron it. I'm using this wooden stick, and you just want to get in the corner and push it out, make it a nice sharp corner. This is my lining, this is my exterior panel, and I'm using vinyl. We are gonna grab panel B, and this is the flip out tray. So we just need one. We should have two pieces, and we just need one, it doesn't matter which one, and we will place this on top. So we want to measure the distance and make sure that it's right in the middle, or you can just mark the midline, line it up, make sure it's in the middle, and then we are gonna go on the three sides. We want to attach this pocket, and then it's up to you if you want to keep one big pocket, or I am gonna do a smaller pocket for pencils or sunglasses. Anyway, so I will be doing one bigger pocket and one smaller pocket. The opening is gonna be on the bottom. You don't want to put it on the top, on the bottom, because as we sew, we will close down the opening. Ended up with, we have one smaller pocket and one bigger pocket. So we will put this on a side. B1, which is the tubing cover, and let's take one end. We will fold it the right sides together, and we will sew the end, and we want to go on an angle. So we want to go somewhere about here. Okay, so about 45-degree angle, and then we will come back. Degree angle done. Now we are gonna cut the tip. We will just leave a little bit open, flip it over, and now we will grab the panel B again. So this is the B panel, and we will, because it's gonna be the tray, so when it flips down, this is how it's gonna look like. This will be attached to the base. And now we will take the end and the corners are gonna meet. And now we are just simply gonna clip it all around. Once we get to the corner in here, we can do tiny little snips. and you know where it's gonna end. Now we will cut the end so it's ending at the same spot, and we will flip this around and we will do exactly the same. So both ends will end up the same way. There's gonna be an angle on both ends. Now we are not gonna sew to the very end. We are gonna stop somewhere about here because we need a spot where we are gonna place the tube inside. Panels for the flip tray, we are gonna put it on a side and we are gonna grab the elastic. So I will be using the swivel hook and the D-ring for closure, but you can think of any other closure you want. Originally I was gonna do this closure, but I think it would be in a way. So if I had anything, because this would have to be here, and if I had anything that I want to put in there, this is gonna be in a way. Even though this looks a little bit better, and it could work too, it would be fine. I just think that this closure will be easier. So I will put the D-ring on this side. This is the top. So I'm using elastic, and you can use webbing if you want, but the elastic is better because just in case you have something in the tray and you want to keep it there, the elastic will actually allow you to close the tray. So that's why I decided to do elastic, because it's gonna be a little bit more flexible. I am gonna seal these two sides. Okay. Good. So now we are gonna place it right here in the middle. And we are just gonna attach the end. So 3 millimeters, 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. That will hold the tray. And you want to attach it in the curve. So where you see the curve, somewhere in the middle. Two panels. And we are gonna place them together, so the right sides together, and we just want to make sure that this doesn't get in a way, so you can clip it, and this will be facing down and good sides together. Now we want to start where this is solid and we went all the way till the end, so we will clip it right here. And on the other side, we are not gonna sew all the way till the end because we still need a space for the tube to push the tube in. We want to go a little bit below this line that we did before. Otherwise, it's gonna show on the other side. So we want to do 1 centimeter seam allowance. Tiny little notches, and it's gonna help us to have a nicer curve when we flip it inside out. We want to push out the corners, make sure they are gonna be nice and round on both sides, and then we are gonna top stitch all around. On top stitching, we are gonna take the boning and we are gonna insert it on the open area, and you just push it all the way in the back until it stops in here, and then we will flip it inside out, and we are gonna close this. So you just want to make sure this is gonna be closed the same way as the rest of it. We did the top stitching, so it looks the same on both sides. They are both closed and they are a little bit angled. And now I prepared this cardboard, and also I have, and this is optional, if you don't have it, that's okay. This is the Peltex 72, so it's double-sided. You can buy one that is only one-sided, and it's gonna add a little bit more stiffness, but I think you can get away with just like a little heavier cardboard. So you want to cut it 1 centimeter, 3/8 of an inch, all around, shorter than the actual pattern, because now we want to insert it inside. And so I'm gonna grab both of them and I will push it in, and we want to push it all the way to the edge, and it should fit nicely. We put the cardboard inside. We should have about 1 centimeter space in here. We are gonna grab panel I, and now we are gonna cover this raw edge. So we will flip it a little bit on each side, about 1 centimeter, and place it together. And we will do the whole thing like this and clip it. We put the cardboard inside. We should have about 1 centimeter space in here. We are gonna grab panel I, and now we are gonna cover this raw edge tape. So I already prepped one side. Now I'm gonna do the other side. And we will do 1 centimeter on the other side, 3/8 of an inch. The raw edge, and you want to stay above the insert. So the cardboard that we put inside, you kind of feel it with your fingers and you know where it ends, and that's where this is gonna begin. So we just want to wrap it up around the raw edge. And now we will go to the sewing machine and we are gonna top stitch. PVC, the see-through pocket now. So we need the C panel, C1 and C2. Now, press it with hot iron, and then you want to fold towards the midline and then fold together. And this is what we are gonna do with all 4 pieces. And then we will wrap it around the raw edge. So we are gonna do these sides first, because they are the exact size, and then I will show you what we are gonna do on the top. So let's do the first sides first. We are gonna top stitch, and then we will get back to the top. A little bit of extension left, so we are gonna top stitch, and you want to make sure that you have equal amount on both sides that are extending. We want to frame the PVC with top and bottom little extensions, because later on we are gonna fold it in so we have a nice clean edge. And that is gonna be the water bottle, and we will place these 2 cutouts together, and we will do the same on the other side. So we have 2 of them, and they are good sides facing each other. We are looking at the wrong side, and we are gonna do 1 centimeter seam allowance. We will do the same for the outer part. This one is the lining, and the same thing. So 2 cutouts, good sides facing each other, and now we are gonna sew all 4 sides. Flip the exterior panel, in my case it's the vinyl. We will push out the corners. Now we will place the external inside of the lining. So what we want to achieve is 2 good sides facing each other. Now we are gonna clip them, making sure they all align on the bottom. sewing machine, and we are gonna sew all around except of in between these pink clips. We want to leave this opening, and we are gonna do 1 centimeter seam allowance. Out the corners, we have only 2, and we are gonna flip the whole thing inside out. Flip it inside out. Now we had an opening on the top, so I just clipped it, and we will go to the sewing machine, and we are only gonna do the top. We are not gonna worry about the sides. I just clipped it so it keeps the shape, but we are just gonna top stitch on the top. For baby wipes or Lysol, whatever you want, but this one will wrap around it, and you can actually put it in, because my kids have always dirty hands, and or you need to wipe something, and this is not gonna be lying around. It's gonna be right there on the display. Good sides together, and we will go all around, stitch all around, but we are gonna leave the top open. So again, this will be open. Let me just put some clips in here so I don't forget. Sometimes I go all around. Okay, and make sure it all lines up well. And so we will go all the way around until where the clips are. This is opened. Cut out all the corners. And we also want to make a little in here, just so it curves a little easier. Make sure you don't go in the stitching. And then we are gonna flip it inside out. Now we are gonna attach the Velcro at the very end. So we will have it, let's start with the exterior. And on the exterior, we are gonna place the one part of the Velcro, and we are gonna top stitch, and we will top stitch all around, including the Velcro. So we are attaching the Velcro. So make sure you put it all the way to the edge. So it has to be at the edge, because with the top stitching, we will attach the Velcro at the same time. And then we will flip it on the lining side, and we are gonna put the other part of the Velcro and do exactly the same thing. And we are gonna do top stitching, and we will include the Velcro in the top stitching. So you want to go all around. Don't cut it yet, we will cut it later. We just want to do the top stitching now. We are gonna get rid of these little ends. So it's sticking out a little bit, so very carefully just remove the excess. And if you see it sticking out anywhere else, just cut it off very gently. Make sure you don't cut into the fabric. And okay, so when you look on the other side, you shouldn't be able to see any of the Velcro. There we go. So when we look this way, I see a little bit. Okay, looks pretty good on this side. A little messy. Okay, so this is good. This is good. And now we still have to deal with these little loose ends. So for more security, I'm just gonna, because when we place this on top of each other, we can still see a little bit of the Velcro. So what I'm gonna do, I will cut it out a little bit and make it a little round. And let's see here, I think I got most of it. Yeah, this side is okay. Okay, And now for more security, we are just gonna do a line. So we will do one line here, one line here. You don't have to do it on the bottom, just so it's equal. It's equal on both sides because this part is gonna be showing. So we want to make sure it looks nice. So you do maybe 1 inch about here, okay? The same on both sides, and the same thing here. It doesn't really matter as much here because this is gonna be on the bottom, this is on the top, so this is gonna be showing a little bit more than the bottom. What we will end up with. So this is the nice side that everybody's gonna see, and the velcro is secured from all 4 sides. The same thing on this side. So we can put this away, garbage bin. So we will have E panel, E1 and E2. And it's very simple. We are gonna take double-sided tape and just do the top. We will remove it, fold it, and we are gonna create a nice even edge. So let's fold it in half, fold it in towards the half and over. And this is what we want to create, a nice little strap. We will do the same thing on both pieces. And we are gonna take it to the sewing machine and we are gonna go from here and down. We will keep one open edge, one raw edge, that's okay. The middle snaps. So we will put this on the side and we will bring back the main panel for the garbage can. And I did attach the 2 snaps. So this is how it's gonna be. And they are, I will give you the measurements. They are 11 on each side. So 11 centimeters from each side, and in between it should be about 11 centimeters, and we have 8 centimeters from the top. So 8 centimeters, 11, 11, and you want to attach them right there. Now we are gonna fold this down about 1 centimeter, and we will take it to the machine and we are gonna do 2 lines, and then we will do exactly the same thing on this side, end up with. And now we are gonna grab the lining pieces, the exterior and the lining, in half, and we are gonna sew 1 centimeter seam allowance. We're gonna start with the lining. So let's make this is the midline, and we are gonna open it up, find the midline, and put the seam where the midline is, about 1.5 centimeters. On the bottom we will do the same on the other side, about 1.5 centimeters, maybe a little bit more. Okay, so now once we have 2 folds, we are gonna go back to the machine. We are gonna go back and forth. We will backstitch here, and we are gonna leave this side open. So whatever is in the middle is gonna stay open. Same with the external panel. So again, we are gonna find the midline, and let's press it down. Good. And let's just make sure that the clips are on the top. So when we have this little rectangle, that's on the bottom. Okay, and we are gonna do the same fold. Let's make sure it's the same. because they have to be the same fold. Good. And we will do the same fold here. Okay. Now we will take it to the sewing machine, and this time we are going to go through the whole length. We will flip it inside out. Looking at the good side, and this one is still wrong side up. Now we are going to take it and we will cover it up. We want to make sure that they are both, that the seams are on the same side. And now we are going to line them up on the top, clip them all around. So 1 centimeter or 3/8 of an inch from the edge seam allowance. Opening on the bottom, and we are going to flip the whole back inside out. Opening. We can tuck it in. And this is going to be our mini bucket for trash bucket. We will clip it all around just so we see where the fabric goes, and it's going to be easier to manage. Now we are going to fold over about 2 centimeters. Five centimeters from the midline, and we are going to make a mark. And 5 centimeters, which would make 10. Okay. Now we are going to take this to the sewing machine, and we are going to make a line right here on both sides. We will stitch here and stitch here. We are going to measure 1 centimeter from each side of the line. So 1 centimeter here and 1 centimeter here. We will do the same thing on this side. 1 centimeter and 1 centimeter. We are going to grab the boning, so let's grab the smaller piece, and we are going to do it because it naturally curves this way. We want to curve it the other way, so we want to put it right in between these two lines and push it all the way at the end. Now we are going to clip it in place so it doesn't go anywhere, and now we will take the longer one, and this one naturally curves this way, so we will put it right in there. Machine, and we are just gonna sew the very edge. We will top stitch. We are gonna flip it over, and I already made 2 marks, so this is 3 centimeters from each dot, so 3 and 6, and this is where I'm gonna put the snaps, because these the garbage can is removable, so we will place it in, and we can always remove it if we need to clean it up, so it's better if we remove it. So let's just put 2 snaps in there. It's ready. We have finished it, so we can put it on the side. Pocket now, so we are gonna grab H and H1, and we are gonna prep the side. So I already prepped one side, so basically the same thing what we usually do. We fold it in half, we will find the midline, then we will fold towards the midline and then fold again. And what it's gonna do, it's gonna wrap up the edges. So then let's make it work, and try not to stretch the mesh, because we we want the mesh to fit exactly. So we will kind of place it in the middle, and then we will fold. And then you clip it on sides. We will do the same thing on both sides, and here and here, and then we are gonna top stitch. Make sure that you have a little shorter stitch length, so about 2.5. And now we are gonna put the bottom piece on the bottom, obviously. We want to make this length 10 centimeters. So right now it's more than 10, so we are gonna make it shorter. How we do that, we will fold it in half, we will find the midline. So I'm just gonna put a clip in here so I know where my midline is. And now I'm gonna fold. So just put your finger over and fold. And you want to have about 1-inch fold, and then clip again. Then we will do the same thing, put your finger in and fold towards the clip. So again, about 1 inch. And we should measure how long it is. It has to be a maximum of 10. If it's a little bit less, that's okay. This is gonna give us the width of the pocket. We are not looking, we don't really have space for a very wide pocket. So let's see, and this is, yeah, this is 12, so we have to make it a little bit shorter. So I will just make these folds a little bit bigger, so right in here. And let's measure again, and that should be about 10. Yes. So just make sure that on the bottom you have 10 centimeters, which would be about 4 inches. It could be a little bit shorter, but it shouldn't be much wider. And then what I'm gonna do, I will place this bottom piece on top, so good side down. And it doesn't matter that this is gonna extend, that's fine. And we are gonna take it to the sewing machine. And we will do 1 centimeter, 3/8 of an inch seam allowance, and we are gonna sew on the bottom here. Flip it on the other side, and we are gonna fold and wrap it around so we cover the raw edges. Just like so. And we are gonna use our good old clips. We will go back and we are gonna top stitch to the top, and we will fold it about 1/2 inch, well, about 1 centimeter, because we will try to put in this elastic cord. And now it's up to you. If you want to keep the top loose and you don't have the elastic cord, that doesn't matter. You can just keep it loose, and you can have it like a loose pocket, and maybe it's gonna be another space for one more water bottle. And we are gonna top stitch across safety pin on the end of the cord, and that's gonna help me to guide the cord, otherwise it's gonna be difficult. So I didn't leave too much space in there, just enough for the cord. And now we will go across, and again, it's optional, you can skip this part. So I don't want it to have to be too tight. You can make it even flat, so it's like this, and it's gonna give you a little bit more support in there, but I will just keep it a little bit loose, so it's gonna look like this. And now I have 2 ends sticking out. I will go back to the sewing machine, and I'm just gonna stitch the ends just to make sure that the cord is attached and secure. And I'm just gonna cut out these ends. And as I always do, I want to seal the edges a little bit. I don't want to burn the fabric. Just the ends so they don't fray and they stay sealed. Okay, and this is it. I will cut out these ends because then later on when we are sewing it in, we will fold these parts. So don't cut it all the way. You want to have a little sticking out because we will sew it just like this. I got my swivel hooks ready. We will need 3, 2 D-rings and 2 straps. So on the pattern, you will have the exact placement of the strap. So I marked my placements on the top and bottom and also my midline. So my one midline, I'm gonna, and before I place these in, I like to seal all my edges, not edges, but the ends. And now I'm gonna clip this to the midline. Now I will take the strap, and again, each strap I will seal, and I'm gonna place it where it's supposed to be. And again, the placement is on the pattern, so you will know exactly where to place it. And let's do the other side. And that's my placement. Okay, so that's for the top. Now let's move to the bottom. Now we want to make sure that these straps are not tangled up. And again, let's seal it. And seal it. Okay. So let's do one at a time. So we want to make sure it's not twisted, and then we are gonna place this over the D-ring. We will do a little fold. And so you want to have the fold on the bottom. We will do the same on this side. Again, make sure it's not twisted because the fold is supposed to be on the bottom. Okay, just like so. And then we are gonna take our swivel hooks, and again, I made my placement here. And we are gonna put them right here. Okay, now we are gonna go back to the machine and we are gonna secure all the attachments. We are gonna attach the see-through PVC window, and you want to have it positioned the way that you have 1.5 inch from the top and 2 inches on the sides. And these tiny little extensions, you are gonna fold them under. And when you are sewing, you can do that when you sew. You want to do side, bottom, and side. Fold it under, and you want to go back and forth a few times because this is gonna take lots of wear and tear. Now we are gonna add the tray on top. So the position of the tray is you want to make sure that this bottom is gonna be right underneath. So once we top stitch here, when we open it up, we want to see that this is almost on the bottom. So we are gonna try to line it up to the top, and the side we want to make sure it's equal on all the sides, and that's pretty good. Then we want to hold the bottom and see, yes, and this is the good placement, it's right underneath. And now we will go back in, and we are just gonna stitch on the I'm sorry, on the very bottom here, so about 1/8 of an inch, or maybe a little bit more, like 0.5 centimeter. I did the first one on the very bottom, and then I switched to zipper foot, and I try to go right underneath as close to the bulky side as possible. So 2 lines. And I already marked the placement of the straps. So we are just gonna attach where the placement is. So one side, second side, and we are gonna go back to the machine and we will attach them 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. We just want to make sure they are in place. A wet wipes holder, we are gonna place it right underneath the tray, and we want to have 9 centimeters from each side, and we are just gonna attach it right in here and just double stitch at the very end. Now we are gonna try where it's gonna go. So this is my wet wipes, and we are gonna do it probably somewhere here. Make sure it's loose, because we have the velcro, so we can always make it tighter. And so this package is pretty full, so we will leave it somewhere around here. And then we are gonna go back to the machine and we are gonna stitch on the bottom, and again, don't forget to back stitch at the very end. The mesh pocket, and I want to have it in the middle, about 2.5 centimeters, 1 inch from the bottom. And don't forget, when you are stitching it or top stitching, you want to place, let me just zoom in so you can see, we want to fold these ends down on both sides, and we are gonna go straight up. So don't do it like this, make sure it's straight on both sides. And you want to go on the side, bottom, and up again. Now we are gonna place the backing. So we have the good side up, and now we are gonna take the lining, which is gonna be the backing on the other side, and we are gonna place it the good side down. And we want to make sure that that the straps are tucked in, this is closed, all the hardware is away from the seam allowance, and we are just basically clip this in place all around, and we will do the whole thing except on the bottom. It's 1 centimeter, 3/8 of an inch seam allowance, but we left the bottom opened because we need a little bit more space to flip the whole thing inside out, and we don't want to bend the tray, otherwise it's not gonna be straight. So once we did that, we will do a little tiny little notches here, just so it's easier to turn around the corners, or we will have a nicer corners that way. So let's just flip the whole thing inside out. This bottom tray too much when you're flipping it inside out, and then just put your hand in and push out the corners so they are nice and round. And then we are just gonna clip this all the way around because we want to do a nice top stitching. So just push it all out. When we have the opening, this is going to be a little challenging. We will just fold it, and put it together and clip it. And we have to do this all around on the bottom to close the gap, the opening. Basically, you just have to fold on both sides, and it helps if you do these little cuts along the curves. And then you just secure it with lots of pins, and we will take it to the sewing machine and we will stitch all around. Make sure that these These straps are out. This one is out, and we will just go all around and top stitch. And we close down the bottom. This is how it looks. Um, so we are almost done. We just have to add two more things, and that is our little garbage bin, which is gonna go on the side here, and also our water bottle. So let's do the water bottle first. And the reason why I did it after is because this is bulky. So because it's bulky, it would be very hard to put the lining on top. So it's okay, we can do it after. And this is gonna have two snap buttons. So we are gonna put them in here. And that's about it. So let's just find a placement for the water bottle. And you can put it, I would put it as low as possible because so you have enough space for the water bottle to put in the pocket. So just maybe next to this pocket, but little bit more towards the bottom. And basically what you do, you will just take your machine, let me zoom in, and you are gonna backstitch and go all around, and you just want to catch the edge, so about half centimeter all around. Holder is done. So this is how it looks like. So you go around and you just attach the edge. And once we are done here, now we are gonna decide where is gonna be the placement of the garbage bin. And this one can be hanging a little low. That's okay. Again, we want to have enough space because if we are gonna put the baby wipes here, if you put it all the way up, we are not gonna really have that much space in there. So I would just keep it at the same level with the top and place it somewhere here. It could be a little bit on the side, that's okay. And then we are just gonna make marks and we are gonna attach the other sides of the snap buttons. The buttons are exactly, I'm gonna color them with my markers. These markers are washable, so I just put enough in there, and then once I know my placement, which is gonna be somewhere around here, then I'm just gonna press down and make my marks, and there we go. I have my two marks. I know where to put the snap buttons, and so I'm gonna do this off the camera. The garbage bin works. We will click it here, click it there, and we have our garbage bin. And let's just try to put a little, these ones are for dogs, so doggy bags, and that's a perfect fit. And we can just go around, we can secure these in place so they don't go anywhere, and we can stretch them a little bit lower and clip them. And I folded the straps and I just stitched them over. I wanted to change it to the color of the strap, the black, so it doesn't show, because when you close it, you want the straps to close inwards, not outside. So naturally they are gonna close inside. If you left it outside, they would just be sticking out. Worth it. It was a little bit longer video, but it turned out exactly how I imagined it would turn out in my mind. Usually when I design the patterns, I kind of have an image in my mind, and this is exactly what I was going for. You can find the printable PDF file on ZazaLineStudio.com, and and you can make this beautiful car seat yourself. Not car seat organizer, I should say. And yeah, so I will see you on my next video. Thank you for watching and see you next time.